Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu Paratatve Sadalino Ramakrishna Samagnyaya Yo Dharmastapanarato Vireshantan Namamyaham. Om Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrabhyo Vamsharishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Adigurum Jagadvandyam Lokadhisham Paratparam Navayuga Pravartaram Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Shri Sharadam Vishwamatam Shishyavrandam Shodasham Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. So we were contemplating on Saguna Brahma Vishayaka Manasika Vyapara Rupani. Now Upasana, regarding Upasana, it is. We saw in the last class how the desire-filled early life is spent in Karmakanda, and as we grow elderly, we understand, oh, I have to retire from all these things now. I have spent sufficient time and life in this world in pursuits of the things I needed for my life. Now it is time, my evening of life is going to approach. Now I have to totally devote myself to the spiritual life. Now when we come to this state, first thing is we cannot jump from the ordinary physical life of whole life I spent in the world with Nama Rupa Guna Kriya. The whole thing, whatever I have seen, whatever I have observed, whatever I worked with, whatever I have done is only with Saguna Brahma. But one backing I have is behind it stands the infinite existence. The whole universe of Saguna Brahma and all that it contains is a part of the Saguna Brahma, is a manifestation of the Absolute and not different from it. There is nothing, just like space. Space gives room for all objects to exist. But space is not limited by any of the objects, nor it affects or interferes. Space has given room for fire, water, earth, all things space has given. But nothing limits it, because the dimensions are different. Space belongs to a subtler aspect which can pervade every object, so it is not affected. Fire burns, but it cannot burn space. Water cannot wet. Earth cannot harm. Nothing can be done to. But it gives room for all, because subtler pervades the gross. Space is something between the absolute and the relative. Akasha, Vayu or Agni, when Vayu comes into existence, already grossification has begun. New evolutes are coming. They are grosser and grosser till the Prithvi Tattva. How they descends. So each is pervading the other. As we go back, one merges in the other. Even in our meditation, Advaitic meditation, we view whole universe as simple matter. It is Prithvi Tattva. And slowly, how the descendance was there, in the same way we ascend. As we merge the Prithvi Tattva in Jala Tattva, we see Prithvi Tattva is no more there. It is winding up. Just like when we sleep, we wind up the world that we were seeing. When we go inside winding up, there is empty. There is no more. The waking state is totally gone when we enter into sleep. It is not even a trace is there, nor memory is there, nothing. I have entered into a different dimension unrelated to it. Like that, we go back. Then last layer while going back, and first layer while coming is Akasha, which has both the property of the infinite, absolute, and the relative. It is relative because it is giving space for all things. It is untouched because it is absolute. Nirliptata, absolute nirliptata, absolute purity, absolute shantata. Everything which is of the absolute, it is there. But absolute cannot give anything for this manifested universe. The whole universe collectively can be there. Individually it cannot be there. Duality appears. So without duality, this is now the whole universe is Hrim. Hrim is manifestation of the Om. From Om, the Hrim has come. The relative existence has come from the absolute existence and not different from it. And it appears and again merges back. It projects forth, it merges back. Not to be seen anything. As Shakti, power, it merges back. As Shakti, it manifests the universe. Energy and matter. Energy, matter is interconvertible. So, whole thing, since we come into the universe as the fresh jiva, till we go back, we are in the realm of Saguna Brahma. But the scriptures and Guru goes on reminding, my child, it is something unreal. Just like you are entering into dream world, you are entering into waking state. So don't be affected by it. Try to transcend it. Try to go beyond. Grow. Growing, we transcend. From Balya, we grow to Yavana. When we grow from childhood to adulthood, we are growing, we are transcending the Balya. We are overgrowing. The Balya disappears, Yavana appears. It is death of Balya and birth of Yavana. Yavana again slowly grows, and Yavana dies and old age takes birth. This is constantly changing. Whole world is a constant cyclic movement. So in this we try to, because the time demands, but I cannot keep my foot in the absolute. But when I was in Guru's place as a brahmachari, a householder thinks, when I was a brahmachari, I had heard from Master about the absolute existence, the relative existence as Brahman, the universe, the Jiva. All philosophies, irrespective of what they deal with, Indian philosophies, all they deal with three things: Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara. Here also we are going to study the three: Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara. Now from eliminating from or emerging out from the Karma Kanda enters into Upasana Kanda. From Upasana Kanda to Jnana Kanda. Now Upasana Kanda, Upasanani. Saguna Brahma Visheka. Now here, when we pass through from novice state to the sannyasis state, from brahmachari to sannyasa, or without sannyasa also, when we start evolving, we try to give up the world. In path of Advaita, it is tearing away. It is not acceptance and transcendence, but renunciation and transcendence. We reject the world and transcend. In Bhakti Yoga, where Upasana itself is taken as an important part to attainment of ecstatic love of God, it is acceptance of the world and going beyond, transcending the world, the whole relative existence, by accepting it and growing through it. Here it is rejecting and growing. So this is the difference. Now here the Saguna, first he enters into, because it is inaccessible. So he enters into the Saguna Brahma Visheka. When we say Upasana in that case, as a brahmachari, when the various dikshas will be there, initiations. One of the important initiation is mantra initiation, Ishta mantra, Ishta devata. Second is brahmacharya initiation. Third is the sannyasa initiation. So in the first initiation, the mantra is given and there is no regulations much, but it contains 5 aspects. The upasana is taught. In Brahmacharya Diksha, Gayatri mantra is given for spiritual awakening and 12 O's are there, pratignas, which help you how to live in what situation, how I will behave myself. My life is governed by the 12 O's. My progress is attained through the Gayatri. So stability and balancing takes place through these two. But in case of initiation, it is common to all. Anybody in any state, belonging to any caste or anything, they can adopt this. Worshipping God in their own way. In this upasana, when we use the term, it contains 5 aspects, 5 things. That is, one is prarthana, prayer, praying for the whole universe and coming to the society and various denominations, finally to myself. Before that, from the universe, nation, the Samskriti, that is culture in which I am growing and which is going to help the world, and from culture to the society in which I am there, community, from community to family, and family to my own existence. I want to realize God. Prayer is offered. And Guru initiates for this. Then we eliminate the problems that we may face or the obstructions we may have to cross over by taking recourse to a power which is always intent on removing the obstacles in life. So that power in the universe is called Ganesha. We give a form, a name, some qualities, but is always, everything is referred to with reference to the Absolute. Tvam gunatrayatita, tvam kalatrayatita, tvam avastatrayatita. All this, it is tallied. Oh, that has become. It is because it is not accessible to me, because I have mind and senses. I have to transcend the mind to know that. I don't know how to transcend the mind. So it has manifested. I cannot go to far off country. My child is there. I want to speak to him. So what will I do? I will use a cell phone. Like that, I am using Saguna Sakara to interact with the Nirguna Nirakara. So it's various powers, various plugs wherein I can attach myself. They are universal plugs. from where all can. Because if you use the universal plug, then there are companions who can join together. Or you can have your own way. You can look upon any person as God and worship, but others won't join you. Their attitude towards it may not be possible. But when universal plug is given, then all will be accepting. So you will have a companion, you will have a people who can assist you and you can assist them. Parasparam bodhayanta. They go ahead. Now, when we say upasana, there is prarthana, then vigna nivarana, it is not a main part, but within the prayer it appears. Then we do the Guru worship, just prayer and offering some flowers. Now, this is also a part, still I am praying, it's a part of the prarthana. Then comes the Manas Puja of the Ishta Devata. The one, that absolute, because I am, that absolute is inaccessible to me. God in Nirguna Nirakara is inaccessible. He is conscious, he is able to understand the Jiva. So when the Jiva calls, when he can come, I may not be able to go. So his special manifestation for the sake of Jiva, taking a particular form, we call it avatara. Various types of avatara is there. Avatara tattva is entirely different, which needs years to contemplate and understand exactly how does the infinite become finite for the sake of a jiva. So slowly we will raise our consciousness to understand, we expand, we penetrate into reality and know what it means. So here we slowly understand the need and understand the whole secret of there we see God has come down for my sake as Sri Ramakrishna, as Krishna. You can take, if you're Christian, has come down as Christ. Each religion can take its own Ishta Devata as representing the Absolute, always as representing the Absolute. Absolute is not given up. Om stands behind everything. Otherwise there is no existence or basis. So this is Saguna Sakara. Now first Prarthana, we will include the other two. Prarthana, after that Manasa Puja, mental worship. Simple. Washing the feet, Chandan, Gandha, Pushpa, Dhupa, Deepa, Nevedya. These five belong to, actually is representing our five senses. I am offering the five senses to transcend the nature and go beyond. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. These are aspect, the senses and sense objects. Sense objects with senses I offer to transcend the nature. So this is worship. And after worship, repetition of God's name. Another channel connecting to the Absolute. One is bhakti, the love, prema. Another is jnana. Third is the vak. These three are the direct channels to the transcendental. What bridges from relative to transcendental in our existence, bodily existence of humans, these three are the channels. You can go through the bhakti yoga, you can go through jnana yoga or japa yoga. Three bridges are there connecting to the Absolute. So these three are most important things. Now the japa is adopted. Japa, repetition of God's name associated with particular aspects and powers which I need. Those are called bija mantras. So the whole thing. Now afterwards meditation. I see light appearing, slowly manifesting with the nama rupa. The nirguna is becoming saguna sakara for my sake. And I worship, I love. Whole picture is seen again and again. so that when I enter the world and start my activities, I am in contact with the divine, and divinity is manifesting in and through me. So this is called upasana, prayer, mental worship, japa, dhyana, atmasamvarpana, repetition of God's name, meditation, and self-surrender, unconditional self-surrender. These 5 together is called upasana. Upasanani manasika rupani. We'll continue in the next class. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.